A dark cyberpunk thriller, 2.5D cinematic pixel platforming, and uncovering the secrets of a shadow corporation hell-bent on using AI to enslave the will of the people. Hello everyone and welcome to the Good Game Lobby review of Replaced, the new release by SadCat Studios and published by Thunderful. You may have heard of some of the delays over the last few years for the game, and I can say that they have finally pulled through and delivered a brilliant experience. Let's get into this story and why I think Replaced is a must-play. Taking place in this post-nuclear 1980s America, you are Warren Marsh, the developer of Reach, an AI built for the sinister Phoenix Corporation. When Warren pushes his connection to Reach too far, the system overloads. Reach becomes a part of Warren. He wakes to an office in shambles, pieces of the room falling apart. You need to get out of here. You make your way through the Phoenix laboratory and meet the PCPD troopers who murder an innocent person, then turn their sights on you. Now, you're an AI trapped in Warren's body on the run with no one listening to reason. Just as you start to make your way away from them, you get caught, and that's where Tempest jumps in and saves you. Tempest introduces you to the world outside of Phoenix City. It's in ruins. The population is doing the best they can with dire conditions, scavenging for medicine and shelter. It's hell on Earth, and you are in the thick of it. Tempest sees your potential, being able to use guns only meant for troopers, and how, with that bit of hope, you can work together to take down this corporation. As you dig deeper, you come to find that not only is this corporation limiting what the population can have, they're also harvesting their organs like currency. The game does a hell of a good job making you hate the enemies, and that makes murdering them all the more fun. Okay, let's get into the gameplay. In Replaced, you spend most of the game platforming areas, moving objects to get to higher ledge, or hide from drones constantly hunting you down. The prologue of the game does a fantastic job of putting stress on you to escape and time jumps so you don't stumble and get mauled by drones. You'll find new ways to explore and jump from ledges to either escape enemies or make your way deeper into this seedy world. The combat is a whole experience in itself. You learn early to counter attacks when a yellow indicator appears above enemies. You can counter them by hitting Y at the right time, and the timing is crucial in combat. If you think it's too difficult or too easy, you can always adjust the difficulty in the settings. I was pressed to finish the game, so for the latter two chapters, I went with the easy difficulty, and even then I was still getting my butt kicked. You also have an indicator that turns red for moves that you can't counter, so you need to either dodge out of the way or shoot to kill. You're even given these time shots where enemies shoot at you and you can either dodge those or counter them, which kills them as well. Your gun needs time to reload, so landing attacks will fill the meter and you can let out a shot, taking out lower level enemies in one hit. Bigger shielded enemies, you'll need to destroy their armor. Going up to them and pressing B will slice it off. Then you can take them down with a shot. You will fall into areas littered with enemies, and the game follows a similar pattern of clearing out everyone before moving on. It felt too repetitive at times, especially late game, but shortly after, you get some new upgrade that would change how you tackle new enemies, giving a fresh take on the combat. Some of the ways you're introduced to these fights have this great cinematic feel. It makes the fighting feel more important. To say it plainly, bashing the skulls of these cyborg punks feels great. Oh, one thing I need to mention is that early on you start fixing these arcade machines, and then you can play them for upgrades. Games within games are something that I love to see, and I recommend checking out all the games and beating the high scores. Trust me, it's worth it. Okay, let's jump into the visuals. If you're already seeing trailers or the videos for this review, it doesn't do it justice. Playing the game and hitting the cinematic beats really make for an unforgettable experience. Replaced's 2.5D pixel art is clearly gorgeous. It's how they use that kind of bokeh effect and lighting that stands out. Think games like The Last of Us given a demake of sorts, but never skimping on the quality. The subtle animations of the pixel characters in combat or how Reach navigates the sewer systems in low light adds suspense to every moment. You have seasonal changes in the game, and the snowy areas, while being hunted by drones, were some of my favorite places to explore. I don't really have to go into too much more detail. I mean, just look at the game. It's gorgeous. It looks like so much fun, and it is a lot of fun. Okay, let's get into the sound design and soundtrack. You get really hyped up with adrenaline when the pumping music sweeps in as you fight the enemies. This aggressive tone shifts perspectives. You're here to start kicking ass immediately. It only intensifies as game's enemies become stronger and you are thrust into a tough boss battle. What hooked me though was the melancholic tones you would hear while navigating the new season of snow or hunting from drones, or the underground areas crawling with frightening enemies that hold your attention with eerie electronic hums and clangs of metal. I'm looking forward to give the whole soundtrack a spin now that the game is out. The overall soundtrack reminds me of Kavinsky in a way. Dark, pumping sound that was kind of a staple to early 2000s electro, mixed with metal, drums, and vocals. To be honest, it's not my genre of music per se, but it sets the tone perfectly. Here's Dusk, performed by Igor Gritze and Agad, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and featuring Marina Thor. Let me know what you think in the comments.
This tiny flame makes me feel like home. We're not the same. Doesn't really walk alone.
Replaced is charming. I think it's my favorite game using that 2.5D style. It lends itself to the shadows and lightning and the aforementioned focus that make it so dramatic. I wasn't aware of the game until some point in 2025, and I only experienced one delay of the release. But when I dug deeper, I can see that they have delayed the game a few times. It's by no means a good look to have to do that so many times, but if delaying it gives you the result of this gorgeous action-packed game, then it's totally worth it to me. It took me 12 hours to complete the main game, which I think can be 10 if you really breeze through it. One thing I can say is that it's very linear. Of course, they have these side quests here or there, and my recommendation is to do all of them. They always result in some more health or charge for your gun, which in turn evens out with the enemies growing in difficulty. You can coast by not having to read the extra items you scan or story elements fed to you in the news or documents, but I suggest diving into them just to get more into the story, understand the characters' backstories, and see how god-awful this corporation truly is. Something that I've already heard from others, and something that I also had a problem with, was the platforming. It can get annoying because you know you were right there and miss a platform, and of course it's by design to make the character feel heavy and timing your movement precisely, but at the end of the day, it still kind of had something off about it. You have great sections with suspense that then it falls flat in other areas. I can also say that I'm not a fan of this type of platforming. I'm also playing Planet of Lana right now at the same time, and I feel that same sluggish movement, even though I know it's by design. From the moment I played the demo, I could see the team put time and effort into all the right places, even providing insights into areas they were just wrapping up in development. I did come into a bug that was fixed fairly quickly, and I was right back into playing the game. So rest assured, if you have any issue, reach out to the team on Discord, they'll get back to you right away. They're a great community and they deserve your attention. Replaced blends the cinematic experience with aggressive combat and the dark cyberpunk world with heartfelt moments. I think it's easy to compare to other AI cyberpunk based games, but the way they tackle the ethics and human connections of trust to take down the big bad in the game made it stand out to me. I've said it a few times already, but Replaced is one of the best looking games of the year and it outdid itself over the course of the whole game. It's out now on Steam and unfortunately exclusive on consoles for Xbox, though anyone with Game Pass will have access to the game. It's priced at $19.99 and I think it's worth every penny. I played exclusively on my ROG Ally and it ran great. It's also Steam Deck verified. Thank you to Kirsty and the team at Danggood Media, Thunderful, and Sadcat Studios for the key for review, and thanks for checking out my review of Replaced. If you're looking for more platforming adventures, check out the game on your left and the playlist of reviews on your right. Thanks for watching and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, GG.